Chrissy, and we are back today, and I'm so excited to introduce you to my friend and a cohort in the industry, Brian Hayes with the Ohio Property Brothers. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Chrissy, thanks for having me.
Hey, absolutely. So how are you doing? And tell me a little bit about you and Ohio Property Brothers.
Well, thanks. It does look like I'm calling from the Batcave today because it looks so nice and bright and clear on your screen, but on mine it looks like I'm in a cave somewhere. Really not. We're in our home office like everybody else is in their home office right now. So we're doing a lot of remodeling in general in the Columbus area. We don't do any new builds currently. We don't do very much commercial work, but it's a lot of interior remodeling. So as far as people affected by what's going on right now, we're definitely one of those people that is thinking about how this landscape looks differently when we're inside customers' homes.
Yeah, we're forever changed in some way, right?
Yeah, it seems like that.
So I'll give you a little full disclosure. I do have the whole studio thing going on in my home office here. I've got the lighting and all.
Very nice. I just have a dog that's under my desk and she doesn't provide any light at all.
Oh, okay. She might have to get shared with us before the end. Love it.
Well, they are loving the extra time.
Welcome you. So I've been following you and your work for quite a while. We're networking together, and I've sent you lots of clients. Anytime I hear anybody, by the way, just so you know, saying they're looking for remodeling, I ship out your name right away, which is where I'm excited to post this to a lot of sites that people are asking for your services. So who is your ideal client? Who should be calling you to find out about working with Ohio Property Brothers?
Well, thank you for promoting us. We definitely appreciate it. And in general, the people that are going to be a great fit for us are those who are getting ready to plan their project. And I guess just to take a small step back, a lot of people are confused on what are essential businesses and what aren't right now. And in general, construction is an essential business. I think if I took away your kitchen or bathroom from your house, you would consider that work to be very essential if that was something that you needed done.
Right.
Regardless of what's going on, Mother Nature doesn't seem to care about any sort of pandemic or anything that's going on. Basements are still going to flood. You're still going to need repairs. You still have aging parents that are going to move in. Babies are still being born. It causes all kinds of things and changes inside a house. And so all of those types of projects, regardless of how simple or complex they are, really require planning. And so now is really a better time than ever to do some of that planning because you're spending time inside your home thinking about what it is that you want to have done. And while we have this lull, so it's like a gigantic pause button. But once everything kicks back up, you're going to want to make sure that you have a plan in place to remodel whatever that space is, so that you can execute with those of us who are trying to work through a backlog of design projects that we have when everything kicks back off.
So I hear that in how you're working in twofold. Partially where I really want to go with it is going to be the time frame and what people do now to start the process. But if and when you are in the point in a process that you can be in a house, you guys have your own set of safety standards in place for when you are working in a home.
We do, and some of those have definitely evolved. I mean, we're always concerned about protecting people's property and protecting people's things. If we have a kitchen that we're doing and we're not removing the floors, as an example, we're going to put protection down on top of those floors to make sure that they remain in good condition throughout the remodeling project. But this sort of PPE, personal protection equipment, is going to be a little bit different. So that I'm sure there's going to be some newer or industry standard best practices that are going to stem from this when we do get back in the customers' homes. But as always, we want to be on the very front end of that, making sure that we're doing it all correctly.
Got it. So as people are always asking, who's on your show tomorrow? Who's on tomorrow? So I've been talking about you with remodeling, and people right now, if they haven't already called you, they're at the beginning stages. So what does that look like if they're planning out a room? And then I see a question about a specific kind of room. So I'll ask you that next.
Sure. So any sort of project, whether it be a bathroom or a walk-in cigar humidor, it really does require talking it out with somebody that understands what goes into a project. So a lot of people think, well, I'll just call a contractor and he'll figure it out. Um, it's not always that simple. It requires a fair amount of mental effort and planning and talking things through with the customer to find out what it is that they really want and how it is that you can provide the process in which they're going to get exactly what they want. And so we would just talk to them. Right now we're doing some different Zoom meetings. I haven't actually done a Facebook Live or a FaceTime up until today. I haven't done Facebook Live, but we haven't gone in video through with people yet. But we use all different kinds of shared folders. We can most commonly use Dropbox and Google Drive, and so we're able to have them upload live pictures of their kitchen. Normally, I get the comment that says, "Hey, don't mind the mess, but here's a picture of what it looks like right now." And then we're able to talk about it like real people. Say, "Hey, over there by the flower pot, I'm looking at this wall. If you wouldn't mind measuring that for me, or you wouldn't mind telling me, is that exactly where you want the new pantry to go?" Or in a bathroom, "Hey, I see that the drain is on the right-hand side. Let's flip flop because of my picture. Would you like it on the left-hand side or the middle?" And so we're really able to talk through a lot of things just from simple pictures. And that's really what we would be doing in the house anyways, is we would be coming over the house, we would be taking pictures, but we would be discussing it with them live. So we get to do that because of technology.
So just to put people's ideas at mind, something that, or a peace of mind, what you just said that I think is real is that they do say to you, "Hey, what if it's messy," and ignore it. But doesn't the mess almost provide you a little bit more guidance on where to go? Because whatever they have everywhere is what they don't have the appropriate storage space for. So you kind of know maybe what they're looking for anyway.
Sometimes. Well, and the other thing is that people have different versions of mess. So I wouldn't have you over to my kitchen right now. So the people that always say to me, "Oh, it's in such whatever condition," I'm like, "Yeah, well, I wouldn't have you over to my house. It looks 10 times as worse as what you're proposing." But yeah, we can normally see what it is that they're trying to accomplish just from the picture. But then in even talking to them, we are able to see, hey, what's important to them is space storage, because now they have a new baby and 16 different bottles, so they need different countertop space than they did for the last child who's now in middle school or whatever the situation is.
So I saw that we had a question about the walk-in cigar humidor, and could you do something like that? But additionally, I'm sure you mostly do bathrooms and kitchens. What's your typical work, and what are you open to being able to do?
So we mostly do interior remodeling projects that have that are improving or updating a space. So those places that people typically update or improve are kitchens, bathrooms, basements, additions, and something like a cigar humidor. We've done a European shower before. We've done and we used some material that was very similar to what they would use inside of a sauna. So when I think about a cigar humidor, that sort of planning that goes into a cigar humidor is not a lot different than what the type of planning I would put into a kitchen. I would look at what it is that is actually needed for that particular item, whatever it is, and then we would possibly research, if we didn't know the answer to what it is that they wanted to put it, or where it is that they wanted to put it, and we would look at logistically, what does that look like? Do we have to get into the ceiling? Do we have to get into the floor? Do we have to build? I'm sure he would like an entire room, or maybe an addition that was actually a walk-in humidor with full couch and everything. But
right. But I think, well, I'm imagining that right now people, they're at home and they're feeling either confined in their space, or they're starting to check off and consider those to-dos and those wishes a little bit more. Obviously, if they're looking to move, we'll talk about that. But if they're looking to get their place up to a level that they can maximize their living space, that's what you can do for them.
Yes, and I mean, I joke about the walk-in humidor, but the majority of the things that we're involved with are in some way improving their overall space or their overall life. And people reach different stages of life at different times. This recent shakeup is no more a different example of anything else really, where something changes in somebody's life. They have an additional person that's either moving in or moving out, or they're actually moving to a new home and they're stuck with whatever the previous owners had as their conveniences or creature comforts. And so when you're ready to put your own spin on whatever it is that you're wanting to adjust and update, that's what we can help you do.
Absolutely. So if somebody is looking to do a project this summer, is now the time that they should be getting in contact with you to get you on the calendar, or what does the time frame look like?
Yeah, I would say this summer you're probably pushing it. If you're not in touch with either a designer or an architect right now, definitely give us a call, and we can get you into that queue and into that process. Because what you're going to find is people are going to end up having to work through their backlog. So at whatever time this sort of smooths out or flattens out or goes back to whatever the new normal is going to be, that's the time where you already want to have your plan in place, because a great plan allows you to have great execution. And if you're not ready to have that great execution, you're just stuck planning with everybody else who didn't wait. So now for a project in the summer, now is actually a perfect time to start planning.
Awesome. So, and how about those outdoor spaces like garages? Do you work on those as well?
Yeah, we're actually working on a garage right now, a garage and a screened-in porch. That's we have one wall that will be connecting the inside to the outside, so we'll be in that house for a small amount of time. But that is going off kind of without a hitch, like any other regular job starts out. We have the pre-planning stages with the architect. We're starting to pick some of the finishes and fixtures, even though there's not a whole lot of finishes and fixtures. But I mean, that garage space is going to be very functional for that person right out of the gate, and that's not slowing down for anything right now.
So I have these visions of having a like a breezeway or a Three Seasons room, but with clear garage doors. Is that something that's feasible?
Anything is possible, Chrissy. So I'm sure you would want to talk to your local homeowners association to determine, like, an official answer would be whether that breezeway connected to the house turns into additional living space, and if that living space is something that's okay to have clear glass garage or whatever you want to put in there. But yeah, that sounds like a great place for a humidor to be right inside of it.
There you go. Well, we're all trying to figure out our new normal. So, I'm just making my Pinterest board or my individual board of wishes. Just asking, what are some of the craziest jobs you've done?
I missed that last question.
What are some of the craziest jobs or requests maybe that you've had?
The walk-in humidor with glass garage doors is the craziest. Yes.
I'm proud.
Double victory. But what you mentioned was a Pinterest board, which is something that I forgot to say, but we use Houzz, Houzz, Houzz.com. They have idea books that you can create and collaborate with, and then we use Pinterest too. And I normally start a secret Pinterest board so that people can be laying in bed thinking about scrolling through their fancy glass shower door or their glass garage door. They can pick out the different things that they like. I mean, you can look at an entire picture and say, hey, out of this whole picture, my favorite thing is this lamp right in the corner. And I really like how that space is there, because what I would put there is whatever you have in your own house. And so they're able to really picture their own space, or you commonly see different layouts that people have that are similar to yours. So you can imagine a couch better in that new location when you see somebody with a layout that's similar to yours. So sharing things on Pinterest or the Houzz idea books, that's kind of part of our regular process anyways.
Well, that probably helps set somebody up with knowing what they were going to tell you they want anyway. They need to see what's out there.
It is. Yep.
Okay. So Brian, where is your range? If somebody was in this area, that would be where you would travel to. What is the area?
So we are primarily 270 and surrounding. So we've done jobs Reynoldsburg, Pickerington, and north, probably up to Powell. I mean, probably up to Delaware. We don't go a lot. 45 minutes away, Mansfield, Newark, Chillicothe. We don't go down that way very much, but we're 270 and surrounding.
Perfect. And tell me this backstory. I know a little bit. The Ohio Property Brothers is plural. You and your brother began this together, right?
It is, and it's always weird for me to be doing anything without him. I have people who say that he's the mythical S. He's the mythical plural S in brothers. But yeah, I really do have a brother. He really is in Cincinnati. Him and his family, and he does a lot less things day to day there than we do here. But he and I run the business together, and we really complement each other very well. And he does a lot of things that I can't do on my own.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit, is there anything actually I wanted to ask you that I have not answered that you wanted to make sure that we knew about, or that people were planning they should consider before calling you?
I don't think so. I did have a question for you, if you don't mind if I ask.
Sure.
All right. So number one, no, I'm just kidding. I consider you an expert in the real estate, in the Columbus real estate area. So I look at you like a resource, similar to how I look at other people as resources. So we definitely appreciate being a resource for you, but as your resource for us, what are some of the things that you see changing differently, or being in kind of the new landscape of whatever this new normal is going to be?
Right. So my perception, or what I foresee happening, is going to be the new normal is going to be a mix of the old and current. So whereas we're used to meeting, for example, with closings, we all used to be able to either do individual or roundtable. Now closings are offered via drive up, virtual, or individual. When it came to showings, it used to be a group of people. We would all go together and have our caravan of where we were going. Now it's either all virtual, which we've been doing a lot of, or just taking people onesies in to see a home and really narrowing down areas beforehand. So I think that it's going to be a mix. Perhaps now the whole virtual idea, what we're doing here. Yesterday I spoke with Aaron Cropper and doing videos. I think that's going to become a normal part of the landscape, which I'm thrilled that I love technology. So this isn't that unfamiliar, but I think that our clients are going to have more available to them than they maybe would have before, and they'll become more comfortable with that as well.
Yeah, and I think right along those same lines, I think employers in general are going to figure out that this was fairly efficient for them to have more employees working from home. As there are more employees working from home, there's going to be a need for more home offices, and that's definitely something that we can help with. I know having a couple different designs that would be a little bit cookie cutter, but we could customize to the person or to the space of the room. But that's really going to be, I think, in this new landscape, you're going to see a lot more people who are able to work from home, and it actually benefits both the family and the employer to have them working there. So when they start working there, we want to make sure that we can create a space that's very functional for them to use their home as home office.
Yeah, why Nikki just mentioned, yeah, we're at 100%. One of the title companies, she's 100% remote closings now.
Right.
And then doing the walkthrough videos, and that is huge. But like you said, people creating that home office. One thing I don't think we touched on, but you showed me quite a long time ago that I was impressed with you, is how people know every step of the process, where you're at and what's next, and your communication. I want everybody to know that completely sets you apart from others that I've seen out there. So tell everybody what that looks like.
Sure. Yeah. So I appreciate that. And that is something that we work very, very, very hard on. It's not a software that we created. It's a software that we subscribe to, but it's for builders and remodelers. The program is called Co-Construct. And what we do in that program is we go through all of the details of every single part of the job. So when we're talking about windows, instead of having an email thread or a text message where we talked about what color or style you wanted the window to be, there's an actual spot for that already built out for your job. And then when that same window goes in, I can send an after picture, or I can snap a photo of something and attach it right there and say, hey, look, this window finally went in. It looks exactly like we all wanted it to look, or whatever the situation is. We have regular constant communication that can go on in real time. All the guys in the field are or have access to the app. So we're keeping tabs on whatever the project is from the time that it starts, which is now, which is when you would be starting the design for something, all the way until the very last item is checked off at the very end of the project.
So your clients never wonder, where are we and what's going on?
When they don't log on, they wonder, but as soon as they log on, they see exactly what's going on.
That's very fair. Brian, is there anything else? Oh, you need to tell us, actually, and you'll put all the information below when we're done. But I know we have your website on the screen. Yeah. How else can people get a hold of you?
So right now you can get within 6 feet of me and you can wave. But other than the social distancing, you can find us at howpropertybrothers.com, which is what you so kindly put in the banner there. You can also call us at 614-402-8286, or go check your favorite social media outlet. We're on Pinterest and Houzz and Porch, and we're on a lot of different places.
Go check him out also on LinkedIn. That's where I watch a lot of the videos that he posts. And I love it when you do like in the fast and you kind of see the project as it's come to fruition from beginning to some point throughout. It's very cool. Very good LinkedIn post for you, my friend.
Well, thank you. And thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So I thank you so much to Brian and Ohio Property Brothers for joining us today. If anybody has any questions, please reach out to Brian, ohiopropertybrothers.com, the information below, or that you've already jotted down, no doubt, to get your project started. So thank you to you. And remember, anybody out there looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, reach out to me, Chrissy Hagan, Homes by Chrissy, at 614-332-0342. Bye, Brian. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Chrissy.